Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, hello and welcome. If you're not new, hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Chloe. Today I'm going to be doing a book review on Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, Season of the Witch by Sarah Rees Brennan. So this is a really good novel. I rated it 4.5 stars out of 5. And, hold on. And the reason why I've done this, first of all, this edition was published in the UK in 2019. I really like the storyline. I like the character development. I really like how we are able to understand the different characters from a different level. So let's get into this. So I'll read you the back and then I'll talk more about it. So the back. It's the summer before her 16th birthday, and Sabrina Spellman knows her world is about to change. She's always studied magic and spells with her aunts Hilda and Zelda, but she's also lived a normal mortal life, attending Baxter High, hanging out with her boyfriend Harvey Kinkle, and her friends Susie and Roz. Now time is running out on her everyday normal world, and leaving behind Roz, Susie and Harvey is a lot harder than she thought it would be. Especially because Sabrina isn't sure how Harvey feels about her. Her cousin Ambrose suggests performing a spell to discover Harvey's true feelings, but when a mysterious wood spirit interferes, the spell backfires in a big way. Sabrina has always been attracted to the power of being a witch, but now she can't help wonder if that power is leading her down the wrong path. Will she choose to forsake the path of light or follow the path of night? Okay, so in this book we have, as you can see here, white pages and dark pages, which I think is, emphasizing about the path of light, the path of night. I think that is what that is a take on. So the dark pages are always what happens in the dark. They always start with that. Like, every one of them features that. And I think that is... Hold on. I think that is because the dark pages are talking about other characters. For example, this book is set in first person. This is set in Sabrina's point of view. So essentially, the dark chapters are talking about other characters like Miss Wardwell, her teacher, Harvey's brother Tommy. It talks about Susie for a page and a little bit. So I think that these dark chapters, what happens in the dark, is what they're called, just talks about those, but talks about sometimes their problems, their insecurities, because there is one what happens in the dark chapter that talks about the reason why Tommy stayed in Greendale, and he could have had a great life, but he chose to stay in Greendale. Now I think that all of these chapters, like what happens in the dark chapters, really are like essentially talking about vulnerabilities of certain characters and whatnot, and what they feel and how they've managed to cope with it. And I really like that. I do think that it gives the book, it makes the book even better than it is. Like, they could leave them out and it'd be a good book, but I think that having the what happens in the dark added in there just gives the book extra goodness. Hence why I gave it 4.5 out of stars, because I like the way that Sarah Rees Brennan has added these dark pages into the book to give more character development so that we can see the characters in a different light. So this is a prequel novel to the Netflix show The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. Essentially, you can read the book before watching the show. If you have never watched the show, you can read this and then go on to that. This will be a good introductory of the show. Or if you've already watched the show and really like the show and want to read this and its other book, I think there is another book by Sarah Rees Brennan that is a Chilling Adventures of Sabrina book that is called Daughter of Chaos, and I think that follows on from this. I haven't read that yet, but I will eventually. I'll read that. But until then, you're just with this. But I do think that if you want to watch the show and then come back to this, like I did, I watched the show first and then read this. I do think that it's like you see the characters in your mind from the show, and you can also see them in this book in a very well detailed way. I really like how the author wrote this book, how she portrayed the characters. You know, she did a very good job. And even though it's like a prequel novel, it's inspired by the Netflix series, she did a very good job of executing the characters, the character development, the storyline is great as well, and it leaves it on a cliffhanger. Ready? Fourth, Daughter of Chaos, I presume that to be the next one. So it leaves it on a cliffhanger, and it makes you want to read more as well, because I definitely want to find out now what's going to happen in the next one. But I think I do like the storyline and the flow. I do think that there were spells within the book as well that I did really like, because in some books about witches you don't really get spells, but in this one you get a section with a spell of them reading it out in different font, and I think that's really good, because obviously you know that they're witches and they read out their spells, but I think that's quite good. I don't know, that was just personally my opinion. I think that seeing the spells in a book is quite entertaining. But yeah, so that is my book review. I think that's it for my notes. I haven't really written much notes about this book, so I think that's all I can say. However, I have had this book for a long time, because as I was reading it, the back page almost came out, which almost made me cry. But it hasn't come out yet, so that's good. Okay, so I will end the review here, because that's the book reviewed, essentially. So I will talk to you just a second about my book. At the end of October, Adventures from the Chicken Coop by me, is being released. It is only thin. And that is only because this is my first book. This is a novella, and a novella is between 17,000 to 40,000 words, and this has about 27,000 words in it. So this is a novella, and yeah, so if you're interested, I'm not going to tell you a lot about it, because I'm planning on doing a video of the book when it gets released, in more detail, but not a lot of detail. You see what I'm doing there? But yeah, so if you're interested and you want a copy of this, it will be released on October 31st of this year, 2024. That comes out in exactly 1 week today. And if you're interested, please go bag yourself a copy. That will be on Amazon on October 31st. So thank you for tuning in today. I have, books lined up to be read, and I am currently reading some books. I have got piles of books that are going to be in the order of what I'm going to be reading. So yeah, look forward to those, because there will be more coming. So yes, I appreciate you being here. Enjoy the rest of your day. We're going to end it here. Bye guys.